So guys, because I went on a spiritual journey, I feel like dating, relationships, and my family and my work and my social life will be drastically different. I was kind of like, before my spiritual journey, guys, I was very depressed. I was going through a lot. I was just emotional. Like, I just wasn't myself. But now that I went on my spiritual journey, I feel like I get to be happy and upbeat, and I'm looking forward to those things. Like, I didn't have the energy to socialize. I didn't want to really date. I was kind of heartbroken and just all over the place. Like, I wouldn't even, like, I just was, I wasn't, very happy. I was depressed. So nothing seemed exciting to me. But now that I'm healed and now that I've went on my spiritual journey, everything just is going to be like so fun. I'm ready to just, do all this fun stuff, hang out with everybody, go to different events, and just live a great life. And I have my spiritual journey to thank for that. Like, I'm just ready to just make an awesome life for myself. And I'm so excited. So very happy. This one says, my perspective. Oh yeah, okay, so my spiritual journey has changed my perspective on the world, and that perspective is we are all one race, and we are all one, and that's the human race. But I also listen to Michael Jackson a lot, and I have an albino, my auntie India, my dad's sister, she's albino. She, so I never really looked at us as not being one anyways. But, on your spiritual journey, you realize that it's only one race, is the human race, and we are all just one. We're all made in God's image. We're all children of the universe, and we're all just family on earth. Earth is a bit ghetto, but we're all just family on this planet, and I think that, when you go on my spiritual journey, I was able to interact with so many different people because I was doing Uber Eats, and, I was on a TV show, and it was like a huge platform, and I was receiving a lot of love from a lot of different people. So with that being said, I was able to just receive all this love, and it's just like, when you're in another parallel universe and you're interacting with different people, but you're also interacting with your angels and ancestors, like, you're receiving all these downloads, and then just out in the world, like, you receive downloads about people, and it's just like, the messages is just like, we're all just one big happy family on earth, and the goal is to unite people, and the goal is to bring everybody together, and the goal is to show that we're all one. We're all one. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all family, no matter what background, what age, what race, what gender, with sexual orientation. Like, we're all one. And I felt like, on my spiritual journey, I felt like that was also a huge aspect of it. I wanted to bring as many people together as I possibly could, because I'm like, we're all one. And especially for me, because I lived in the hood. I lived in the Calio Project, CP3, you can Google it. I lived in a country where it was extremely diverse, but then I lived in the suburbs where it's just like a lot of rich Caucasian people, so, but I was treated with the utmost respect in every environment that I lived in. I wasn't treated any differently. And I mean, the world didn't need me to be somebody to unify people, but that was just a message that I was receiving from spirit. Because as soon as I, like, right before I started my healing journey, I think the George Floyd incident had happened. So I think, and there was like a lot of protests, and it was just like a big deal. So that was why, my healing, why, uniting people of all backgrounds was so important to me. Because of that, like, because I was 24, and so my healing journey started in 2020. It's 2023 now. So yeah, like, so that was, very important to me to do that. And so yeah, because we really all just one. Like, we're all just, kind of crazy. We all just want to be be happy, and spend time with our family, spend time with the people that we love. And we're all just a little crazy. Did I say that already? Yeah, we're all just a little crazy, but we're all just one big happy family on earth. And that was a huge message from the angels. But you guys already know that. So it says I got to connect with my foundation. Definitely, like, I feel like there's something in all of our lives that it just is something that kind of, like, whenever you need, like, a safe place, God should be that safe place first of all, you know what I'm saying? And God is that safe place for me. But sometimes when I go through things, I always think back to, like, and for me, y'all, like, everything crumbled in my life at the same time, so it was just so heartbreaking and catastrophic. And then I was dealing with something that was, like, out of my control, so it was just very catastrophic for me. So because of that, I felt like it was nowhere that I could turn to in the real world. So the only thing that I could do was go inward and connect with, all the things that I keep naming: God, the angels, the ancestors, my higher self, and the universe and nature. Yes, yes, yes. I felt like that was my way of healing, was going inward, and it worked. It worked for me. It did what I needed it to do. Like I said, I felt like I was the happiest girl on the planet, and that's worth billions of dollars to me. So what I want to say, guys, is I had just was experiencing so much pain in every area of my life, and then I would try to open myself up to new people, but I was still receiving that same amount of pain, and I just gave up, and I said, you know what, this is gonna be between me and God. And so I just went inward, and I connected with God. I tried to release everything that I went through that was painful, but I also connected to my memories and part of my life that were blissful and amazing, and that was also healing, because I got to like love myself from that standpoint, and I got to almost operate from that standpoint of like when my life was amazing, when everybody was really nice to me at one point, and I got to just bask in all of that, and I got to share stories from my past, and I got to talk about where I came from and where I grew up and how amazing that was, and it was just really, it was healing. Some people could say, oh, you was living in the past, because that's what Warren told me. Warren, he liked to just burst your bubble, but I wouldn't necessarily call it like living in the past. I would just call it like connecting with the past, because sometimes it's almost like when you're feeling down and you watch your favorite movie. It was nothing like living in the Callio. It was so much fun, and anybody that lived there would tell you that it was just so fun. So I just connected to my earliest memories, my foundation, and that's when I lived in New Orleans, and I would just connect to where I grew up and how amazing and fun it was, and that was very healing for me. It really was. And I say to anybody, if you ever going through it, read your Bible, pray, connect with God, but look, go inward. Nothing is like your memories it's almost like healing, because you could just connect to them, and you can almost feel like you're reliving it, and you can feel those emotions, because sometimes that's what you have to do. Obviously, you can just go out there and create new emotions. I didn't have that luxury, so I had to go inward, guys, and I had to find some happiness on the inside, and that's what I was able to do. Don't judge me, because it worked. It says insecurities, flaws, bullying, and self-image. So when you go on a spiritual journey, you almost just giving all your insecurities to the universe, and then they're like throwing them back at you and saying, F those insecurities, you're a child of the universe and you're perfect. So the universe validates you in a way that nothing else can, and that just is what it is. Like, if you go on a spiritual journey, you would think that you were Beyonce. Once you left, you would think that you were Bella and Angelina Jolie, period. You would think that you was Coco Jones once you left it. You would think that you was Lupita and Lori and Nicki Minaj. You would think that you was all those girls once you left your spiritual journey, period. You would think that you was Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift, period. Like, your spiritual journey just like ups every area of your life. Like, you just feel so amazing, because I think confidence really is, it comes from the inside out. It's a mental thing, and I think like once you heal your mind, you heal every other aspect of your life. Because you ever see those people who are so successful but they're unhappy, they're so pretty but they don't think that they are, they're so talented but they don't think that they are. That's because they're not healed all the way up there. And so it'd be like, what, like, or is there something wrong with them? Like, how do you not know how awesome and special and amazing you are? So when you go on a spiritual journey, boo, you see that in everybody, but you also see it in yourself. So I'm not gonna say that I've never had insecurities, but my spiritual journey erased them all, boo, and that's why I think that I'm like all of that. If you go on a spiritual journey, you would think that you was all of that too. Yep. And also flaws, yeah, insecurities and flaws. You don't really have that, maybe at the beginning, but like after your healing journey and your spiritual journey, your flaws and your insecurities, they're gone, literally, because it's like you're doing all this inner work. And really, you know, like, can't nobody tell you who you are and who you're not, you know, especially when you're made in God's image. So that's why I don't really understand when people, you know, make fun of people or like bully them or like talk bad about them, because it's like, excuse me, like, can't nobody tell you who you are and who you're not. And that's why I love being from New Orleans, because it's like a woman could be 600 pounds, but she gonna walk around like she's so confident. She, like, it doesn't matter what you look like, it's just about how you feel and what you think of yourself. Society can't tell you who you are and who you're not. You determine that. And, you know, I already knew that from my spiritual journey, but obviously if you know, go through puberty and, you know, you get cheated on, you know, things can mess that up for you in your mind, you know. But once you go on a spiritual journey, it just gives you all the validation that you need, you know, like all the love and all the validation that you need. That ain't nobody gonna ever play with you like that no more, not even yourself, okay? Period. So when you go on a spiritual journey, you feel like you're just enough, no matter what. And I don't want to cry, you know, talking about it, but that's really a beautiful thing, you know, because I think all women should know that, you know. And especially in today's time, especially guys, in today's time, so many women, you know, go to great lengths for certain beauty, to achieve certain beauty goals, whether it be with their body or just in general. And sometimes it's so heartbreaking to, you know, things that could happen sometime, and it makes me really sad. And I feel like when your spiritual journey teaches you how to love yourself on a deep level, to the point where you won't feel like you have to change yourself in any kind of way. And I'm not trying to, you know, body shame anybody for anything that they get done, but what I'm saying, because you can, you know, I understand people have babies and, you know, they want, you know, it's their body, they can do what they want, especially if they have the money. But your spiritual journey just teaches you to be happy with yourself, you know. And you don't have to, you know, you can always enhance, but, you know, when you go on a spiritual journey, you just realize how special you truly are, and how you're just enough just the way you are. And shout out to Bruno Mars. But it really is just, you know, a beautiful thing. It's really amazing, and it's really beautiful. And that's why I was able, like, if you guys, I don't know, okay, y'all, let me tell y'all. So for my spiritual journey, I was able to, like, I had like this little ponytail. I wouldn't do my edges. I wouldn't wear no makeup. I didn't care about like earrings. I didn't care about like the little naps in the kitchen. I didn't care about like my outfit. I literally was wearing like sweatpants all the time, or like shirts with a crop top. I didn't care, because I was so validated on my spiritual journey that nothing else really truly mattered, you know. So, and it was like anybody that know me know that, like, I have to have my hair done, I gotta have my nails done, I gotta have my makeup done, my outfit gotta be on fleek, like everything has to be like on 10 for me. Even if I'm going to the grocery store, that's how I used to be prior to my healing journey. But like after my healing experience, like I literally was the most simple girl, and I didn't care. I didn't care how people judge me, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, they were saying really mean things about me. They said that I was doing the METH word. I wouldn't even know where to buy that stuff from. I wouldn't even know where to buy it from. But that's what they were saying, you know, because I mean, I guess I could have worked on my skincare a little bit better, but they said that I was like doing stuff that I wasn't doing, and I was like, what? No, oh my god. But it didn't bother me, you know what I mean? Like, because on your spiritual journey, you don't feel the need to have to like be perfect. And that is something that like nothing validates you like the universe that birthed you, you know. Like I'm telling you guys, it makes me want to cry when I think about it, because it's just that special, you know. Because so many young girls, especially young girls, like middle school, because I remember when I was in middle school, I started breaking out. Like you just, you know, that's a tough time. Puberty, you start your period, acne, you know, boys, you know. And it's not till you get older and you go through things. I mean, maybe for some girls it's sooner than later, but you know, it's not until you get older that you realize just how awesome you are and how amazing you are and how you're just enough, you know. And you know, and that's a beautiful thing. I went on my spiritual journey and I was 24, 25, and 26. So I can't even imagine, like, you know, being a teenager and going through all that, because I know what that's like, you know. But you know, that's why I think it's important for everybody to just be kind to each other, you know, and to not judge each other, you know, because like I said, we're all going through this ghetto thing called life as one together. And yeah, you know, it's not easy, you know, but whoo, child, go on that spiritual journey and you'll be walking around like you're Naomi Campbell. Okay, honey, period. Like, I'm telling you, seriously, like, I felt such a level of validation that I never experienced before. And I was in a 10-year relationship with, you know, with the Pisces, who, and they just know, I mean, they're gonna treat on you and take you through an emotional roller coaster, but they also know how to make you feel like the most beautiful girl in the world. And that didn't even compare to, you know, like, nothing, nobody can love you like God. Nobody can love you like your ancestors, like your angels, and like your higher self, and nature, and just, you know, all these, you know, oh God, I'm gonna sound like a crazy person, but when you surrender, you know, yourself to a certain energy, to the spiritual world and to the divine, when you surrender to the divine and you connect with all these mystical energies, I know this sounds very crazy and a little out there, they shower you with love, and almost like as a thank you for allowing them to use you to bring forth light. It's crazy. Oh my God, it's crazy. I know y'all gonna think I'm a psycho, but I'm telling you guys, it was so beautiful. And and on a spiritual journey, you realize, you know, like, you're beautiful no matter what anybody tells you, and you're amazing no matter what nobody tells you, and you're worthy, and you matter, and you're important, and you're special, and nobody can take that away from you. And that's what the spiritual journey teaches you. So there's no room for flaws and insecurities, because that's, you know, whatever. And then people bullying you, you're vibrating on such a high frequency that you don't even care. So that's very special, y'all. I'm gonna cry. Oh, self-image. So let's talk about self-image. So self-image, I didn't care about my self-image. I cared about my mental image and my emotional image and the image of my soul and my spirit. And that's the beauty of your spiritual journey, that nothing tangible matters. Everything internal matters, and that's it. Only what's on the inside matters. Nothing else matters. Not your appearance. Nothing matters. Like, that's tangible and that's worldly. Only thing that mattered was like what was on the inside. And it was so weird, guys, because while I was on my spiritual journey, like, I could, you know, see posts and I could just tune into other people's thought processes, and I could, you know, tune into where they were at spiritually, like, and it was overwhelming. It was very overwhelming. Because, you know, sometimes you just see things as face value, but on the spiritual journey, when you interact with other people, you're psychically tuning into them, even if it's just over a picture. Like, even if you're on like a blog and you see a picture of somebody, and, you know, you can tune in, or you're watching a video of people, you can tune in into their mental spaces, and it was like overwhelming and creepy. That's one part that was a little bit much, because it's just like, you got to see the reality of a situation, even if people didn't realize that you were seeing the reality of a situation. It was awkward, and I don't want to talk about it. It was just too much. I just like to see things without, you know, being privy to so much psychologically. It was overwhelming. Like, I was privy to a lot, things that were not even said. And that's why I say that you are used, and you're in such a different level mentally, that you are receiving so many downloads just as you go through the day-to-day about everybody, and it was overwhelming. It was a lot. It really was. But it was like, oh my God, like this is tea, you know, but it was like, this is not my business. Why y'all telling me this? Okay, I know this is gonna sound crazy, guys, but that's how I felt. So yeah, but I just want to say, your spiritual journey, be prepared for almost becoming very psychic, even if you didn't ask to be. And yeah, spiritual journeys are remarkable. But you know, I'm glad that I'm not in my spiritual journey anymore. I've healed, because I think that I would have stayed there, but I would have just, I probably would have never been able to, because I'm going to get me a big mansion and live in this big nice home in this nice neighborhood and live a great life. But first I had to heal. But if I would have stayed on my spiritual journey, I would have never did that, and I've always wanted to be successful and work really hard and achieve my goals and dreams. But if I would have stayed in my spiritual journey, like, I would have just been so content that I would have never cared to pursue, success. So it's bittersweet. But yeah, go on a spiritual journey, guys, and just enjoy it.